Hello, Aries. Are you getting ready to reset your reality when it comes to your work, your purpose, your career? You're going to find that the energy is exciting and fresh and new as Mars and Venus are going to open up new doors of career and purpose opportunity. Well, Neptune enters into your sign. Wow, for a 14-year stay. January brings some massive changes for your sign. You can listen today for Sun, Moon, and Rising in your January 2026 horoscope. Welcome. If you're new, my name is Lori Lothian, and I'm using the Western Tropical Zodiac, and I'm a traditional astrologer. In today's video, we will be covering the very important turning points in the month of January that you can therefore time your best life, but also understand that January is a sea change energy that's going to really pivot your life pretty significantly over the next 2 years. It's not just about January. And also, if you want to time your best year of 2026, why the hell not grab my 2026 video for your sign. It's on sale for $22 as I record this in December. And also, you could find yourself grabbing the 2026 All Signs Bundle. Those are videos that are 2+ hours long. And there's a PDF guidebook for the year ahead written by me. And that's part of my yearly fundraiser. But if you want to grab that content, please look in the description box below. You'll be able to download the videos, download the audio files, download the PDF guidebook, and also watch the unlisted YouTube video as well. Thank you for listening to my sales pitch. Let's get going and talk about the sky for you. Now, I am an Aries sun, and don't forget, I'll recap. Sun is your soul, your deep spark of who you really are in the simulation, but it will practically connect you more often to matters of purpose and career. Listening for your moon sign will have you listening for your emotional set point, your matters to do with your mother, perhaps, and your home, just like sun can be about father issues. And then finally, the ascendant itself is your character in the simulation, right? You come in as a spark of the divine, you take a body, you have a personality, and that's your kind of mask or your ascendant. You can think about it as an avatar, right? When you choose an avatar in a video game, that's this thing. So I'm an Aquarius avatar and an Aries game player. Okay, so you do you. So let's go ahead and talk about your story. Now, I will be showing you the sky and we'll be whipping around the wheel because we got a beautiful mini grand trine that dominates a part of the month. It's pretty auspicious, but I want to give you the gist of it before I do that. It's so important for you because you have a Capricorn 10th house to get ready to experience that energetic shift of a lifetime. You're going to have a combination of Venus and Mars co-joining the sun in the first week of the month in that 10th house of career and purpose and reputation and visible actions. It's where you call yourself, I'm succeeding and achieving. That's what you would say. And that's going to change. That is going to change significantly because we have Mars resetting himself there in a way that he hasn't done since 1993 and before that 1979. And when you reset in this part of your chart, it means over the 2 years that follow, you're changing your career path. So for example, as an Aries sun in 1993, that's when I actually dropped out of a university Masters of Fine Arts program. And it, within 2 years, began my new career as a psychic reader. It was the end of my journalism, my Masters of Fine Arts, and I began a new career path as a full-time psychic reader in that 2-year window from like late December of 93 to late December of 95, right? So by 1996, I was seeing clients as a psychic. So you're going to notice, like it or not, you're changing your career path in the next 2 years. And the beginning of this exciting new start is in the month of January. And don't think that it's all happening in January. It unfolds over time, but you'll feel something changing. Yes, you will. And then Venus is also doing a reset button in your 10th house. So I'm going to show you the chart to show you how these are happening and what they might mean for you. It's a pretty busy month. The biggest other thing in an Aries sky, of course, is Neptune coming at the end of the month into our sign. And wow, we're going to feel that as a very interesting next 14 years, but we get the first flavor of it in the month of January. I'm going to pull up the chart. I'm going to show you the sky. These videos are about 25 minutes at the most if I keep to my pace today. And if you want to like and subscribe because you like this content, please do. I put a lot of energy into this, a lot of heart and soul to help you. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you want to subscribe, I really would appreciate that. I mean, beyond all measure. Thank you so very much. It does make a lot of difference for my channel's growth when you guys do subscribe. So we're going to go to the beginning of the month. I did not mean to be all the way there. And I want you to see the sky. I'm a teaching astrologer. I think it's helpful to visualize what I'm talking about to see how it looks in the heavens. Okay. I'm taking the moon out because the moon is fast moving and makes a temporary presence in the sky. She basically influences a sign every 2.5 days. But when we're doing the monthly astrology, that's not what we're going to focus on. And yes, we have new moons and full moons, and we'll talk about those too. But I want you to pay attention to the big picture story first and foremost. Now, you'll notice as we move into the month of December, right, that we start off the month of January, we start off with, just as we cusp into the beginning of January, Mercury is in the end of Sag and he's squaring Neptune. And you might find that could look like a part of your life, like a moment in time, just around you waking up hungover, maybe from your partying hard on New Year's Eve. And there's some kind of confusion or uncertainty or miscommunication or lack of clarity about something that you think is about a foreign person, a foreign place, a foreign shore, a spiritual path, a spiritual belief, or even some communication from someone from a foreign land. It's just a day in the life of, and it doesn't seem like you know what to do with it. There's a lot of hidden variables, a lot of uncertainty about some communication. It particularly can be around travel and opportunities for travel. That's such a short, sweet touch point when we move into this January 2nd. And now you see the Capricorn stellium. And this energy up here is intensely activating your 10th house of reputation and career. However, Venus and Mars in the first week of January, they will join the sun up to like the 9th. It's going to be the 9th when Mars does it. We'll get to that. And on the 6th of January, as Venus will co-join the sun, but both Venus and Mars are invisible. So just hang in there and listen to this simple point. You may not know what the full import of this moment is, excuse me, until you get to mid-February when Venus is visible and mid-March when Mars is visible. So be patient with the process. As well, there's a Capricorn load, a weight in the 10th house. Mercury is visible most of this time. And so at least in the first couple of days, you're thinking, you're communicating to other people, you're creating new ideas about how you want to proceed in your career, what directions you want to take. I doubt you're making the action steps dramatically at this point, but this is like the incubator for a new direction. And you will notice that your career path is taking a lot of your attention in this first week of January. You might be hatching plans, ideas, and new prosperity directions. You might get a phone call, text, or email, or some information that offers you some kind of professional opportunity coming up in the first few days of January. And if you want to take it, you probably will. You'll probably say yes. It may take Boss Babe Venus a while to get you on that new path, maybe sometime in February, but you could be beginning the process of moving in that new direction in the month of January, particularly that first week. Now, in the timing of this sky, you're going to notice, I am noticing, hope you do. Hang on a sec. I'm going to put that in there for a minute. You're going to notice that Venus will be perfectly joined the sun on the 16-degree Capricorn on January the 6th, and we'll move ourselves to January the 6th. Because when that happens, it's called a Venus star point. And she will star point or cazimi or meet the sun here in Capricorn every 4 years. So the last time this happened was 2022. And the last time it happened before that was 2018. And so you can go back in time every 4 years, and you'll notice that you keep resetting your life story up in the house of your purpose, career, and success and achievement. And this is also a house of wedding. So you might notice major shifts in 22 or 2018 or 2014 in areas of long-term, visible marriage-like relationship. This energy reset will take about 10 months to fully flesh out the details for you. But know that between January the 6th, at a roughly 10-month window, you are going to make some significant changes in your career with the aim to create more prosperity in your career. And you can count on this to work if you work with it. Like if I go back to 2022, roughly the same time of year, and then I go, what happened within 10 months? That was the turning point in my YouTube channel from being completely stalled out. And I began to get at last some significant traction, but it didn't just happen like a miracle. I made a turning point decision to put 3 videos out a week, no matter what, that kind of thing. So you're going to notice you'll have an engineered choice to be prosperous in your career, and you'll be creating new ways to do that. And especially with Mars up here, unlike the other times that Venus star pointed, this is quite different. This is not just tinkering and fine tuning your career. It could be a wholesale change of profession, a vocational shift. Mars cuts, ends, and severs. I use my example of cutting away from my journalism and fiction writing career to go into the psychic and woo on the last 1993. You can really say 94, 95, the whole calendar years in which that Mars energy had played out. Mars is a ruler of our sign, my sun, your sun, moon, and rising. This is positive. He will do good by us. Alrighty, he's exalted here. He's with the boss babe Venus. They only connect up here like this every 35 years. You're going to find yourself feeling like this is going to be a exciting, maybe scary, maybe nail-biting change, because it's like a lot of intensity. It's not happening in January. It's starting in January. Also, when Mars is at the top of the sky like that, and so is Venus, this first week, the first 9 days of January, the 1st to the 9th, that's when Mars is connecting with the sun, is all opposite an exalted Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is a benefic, and he's high on his exaltation horse, and he's witnessing directly what is happening in your career house from the 4th house of home. This could indicate major changes in your career connecting to be more prosperous in your home. Prosperity, creativity, joy, expansion, and growth in the home. Now, it could be literally in the home, and this could indicate a change of home coming up in your life in the next 10 months. Venus would probably want to bring that within 10 months, and it would be a bigger home, a better home, a fancier home. But it can also mean that you want to focus on career matters that anchor prosperity from what you do in your home and private life, and or connect you to childhood, ancestral wealth, and talents, and move those into expression in some way. Like, that the ancestors were rich because they all were really good at math or banking or, something like that. And you might move more in alignment with abundance from the ancestral realm. Let's just call it that. Mars does rule your house of inheritances. Jupiter can be some money coming from, and Venus rules your house of marriage. You may come into some money coming through January, February from a marriage partner type person or a family of origin type person. That's a possibility as well, to see some money unfold in January, February because of this energy in the first 9 days of January. So hopefully you're excited by that. I have a Mars webinar deep dive coming up on the 14th of January. I hope you'll join me there, because I'll be going into more details about how to use this very rare, not seen since 94, 95 timeframe reboot reoccurrence. Okay, so then we want to notice that as we move out of that first, and we'll have to, you can't, it's blindingly clear that we have a triple conjunction between Venus and Mars and the sun. And even on, exactly on January 8th, we have, is it January 8th? Yeah, around January 8th, the triple conjunction is at 18 degrees, and it's pretty powerful. It's really about Venus and the sun and Mars and the sun. The sun is holding the whole thing together. But you could say something like Venus goes into the rebirth of herself, and then Mars follows her, and they are the cosmic lovers. And because this is the 10th house of weddings, for some of you, there may be a major new love story that wants to come through your life that will look like weddings and all of the excitement of that kind of level of relationship if you're single, because it's new energy, right? It's fresh energy. And Venus rules the marriage house. So you could come into this complete reboot of your relationship stories for singletons, where by the time 2 years passes, you'll see this as an ignition button for a significant long-term maritable love relationship, etc. Now, moving on to the next story. And please like and please subscribe. Thank you. Please. January 14th to the 21st is our next wave of stuff. And the basic thing that's going on is Venus, Sun, and then Mars all participate in creating a mini trine in our sky. A mini trine is blessed and positive, and it's going to move us forward in ease, flow, and grace. Let's talk about what a mini trine looks like. This is why I show you the sky, because you'll be able to see it building up. Here we go. We're on the 14th of January, and we're going to talk about through to the 21st of January. That 14th to the 21st of January is important. Oh, and I forgot to tell you about a lunation. Okay, I always want to ask myself, should I put the moons in here, or should I save them for my big deep dives on the moons every month? I'll give you a touch point on the first moon of the month. So in the beginning of the month, on January the 3rd, we will have a fresh and brand new moon. A full moon in Cancer on the 3rd of January, just as you get over your New Year's Eve festivities in your 4th house of home, property, land, and real estate. It'll happen at 13 degrees of your 4th house, and Jupiter will be right there nearby around 19. What does that mean for you? It means that you're probably going to find yourself desiring a bigger, better, more fancy, more wealthy, more expansive home, or children are coming into your life, more children in the family. And that can literally look like you're having kids or your kids are having kids. That's what we got on that lunation for you. But some of you may definitely want to change your home. A full moon gives itself 6 months to unfold. So don't think you're going to change your home in January, but some of you might be looking at a relocation, a new place to live, and a new home. And it wouldn't be too shabby because you have a lot of Mars reset. So you could also look at that as like, I'm going to have a major move in my career and my home coming 6 months off of this January. So let's go back to the picture and show you the sky. So we move forward. We were already talking about this little mini trine. So Venus leads the way. So then the Sun and then Mars follows. Everybody gets a turn. Boom, 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 right? Having this combination of events is extremely fortunate. And Venus is a benefic, and she's got a boss babe rigor. Yes, she's not quite visible yet, but she's trying to engineer something good. And it looks to me like you're going to have some positive monetary surprises. Uranus is on a well-star algol. He's still retrograde in your 2nd house. And Saturn is longevity, long game, steady increase. Neptune is like a dream result. And, your 12th house is lots of money comes from the 12th house if you make money at long distance. You know what I mean? Like, you work for a foreign company, you make money from international and foreign revenue. It's kind of like the barter trade, import-export vibe. In our modern world, we have payment processors. So there may be a positive Uranian breakthrough financial moment for you, connected to work and connected as well to digital income, borderless revenue, etc. Or for some of you, you might have a professional opportunity emerge out of the blue, coming at you from some information or news by email or phone call that's going to rock your world and feel like a complete, exciting upgrade. And this could come as an offer. That's the Mercury piece in the top of the sky. And it could be from someplace connected to foreigners or foreign shores or distant lands. And then, as Venus sets things in motion, the Sun consolidates it, meaning that the Sun wants to double down on this. And the Sun in Capricorn is important here. The Sun is the ruler of what brings you joy, fun, play, and pleasure, as well as creative and entrepreneurial endeavors. And that solar energy now hooks up after Venus and says, I'm doubling down on the money excitement, the professional offer, the something to do with foreign lands and places, and professional advancement. The Sun is, of course, visible. So the Sun can make the invisible Venus promise real. And then we move forward again. And then we see that next Venus is moving into your 11th, but let's finish up the mini trine, shall we? Then we see that after Venus is hitting on that trine, bless her soul, and then the sun backs it up, Mercury gets into the mix. Mercury is always information, right? Now he's going to be invisible. You can see how close he is to the sun, but still he's going to be also in the heart of the sun, which is an extremely powerful placement as he moves into the sign of Aquarius, I believe. But I will just put it this way. What I like about Mercury and what I like about Mars backing it up, January 18th, Mercury's in the heart of the sun. Okay, let's double check the date. Is he really in the heart of the sun? I thought it was an Aquarius Cazimi. Yeah, it's an Aquarius Cazimi. So it's presaging, or it's a foreshadow of what he's about to do. So he doesn't quite get to the heart of the sun until like the 20th of January. But what I want to mention is that Mercury still represents information, still represents news, and Mars is also now activating the same triangle. I can't even begin to guess what we're going to go through, but it's definitely about our professional and our monetary stuff, because it's this flowing blue triangle. It's supposed to be good. The North Node is increasing the intensity of it. It should be positive. That's all I can tell you. But there's the breaking free, breaking through, or the surprising element of Uranus. You might not have ever expected this opportunity to come through. Like, I mean, I just make up a story. Like suddenly I get an offer to go on some kind of new podcast, or they're going to form it and they want me as a principal player. I'd be like, I'll take the job. How much a year? Can I just tell me how much a year? And I'll say yes. So there's that kind of vibe, a surprise, but you might be happy about it. Probably won't start till mid-February because we got to get Venus visible again. Finally, if you want to quit your job under the sky, because Mars is the quitter, there may be a strong impulse to just say, I'm out of here. I'm done. I quit. It could also look like, though, exciting, prosperous professional advancement wants to reach you. And we're seeing all this beautiful energy playing out January 14th to the 21st. Now, as the sun moves with everybody else into Aquarius, let's talk about this part of the sky. The end of January, moving towards the 20th to the end of the month, you're all occupied in your 11th house of good spirit, which is a house of windfalls. You're occupied by a stellium. And energetically, this is going to feel good. You might find yourself really liking January 20th through to the end of the month, where you're social, you're having fun with friends. Some of your long-range dreams and goals and wishes are seeming to gel a bit more. You might have some advances financially with Pluto, more wealth, because Venus Pluto is wealth, more wealth coming from your career gains directly, and you're like really excited by that. You may be hobnobbing with the rich and famous and powerful. That's the kind of sky. New moon energy still up there, new beginning from that January sky. You can feel very fresh, very excited, very brand new in some way, okay? Which leads me to the new moon on the 18th, because when we go back 2 days, the moon will be coming into her fresh and new start. And the new moon will happen at 28 degrees of Capricorn on the 18th. So a beginning, a fresh start in your career and in the way you gain money and respect and rewards from your career is underway. It can take up to 6 months to fully unfold. All right. Now, Mercury will be in the heart of the sun, which is a powerful day that you can harness. You can use this energy. It will be very exact on January 21st, Wednesday. We'll be doing a Cazimi webinar talking about the asteroids. I hope you'll join me. I'll put a link to that in my description box. It is definitely something you might want to try. All my Mercury webinars are free. This is a solar conjunction that has to do with direct motion. So Mercury's on the other side of the sun from Earth, but it tells me that there's something new that wants to begin in the way you make money, in the way you reach or influence others or groups of people, in your friendship circles, and in your long-range goals and plans. And with Venus-Pluto conjunct, it's about wealth. It's a wealth reset button for you. Now, Mars finally trickles in, the laggard, and we're moving on to the story that he has to bring us as he slides into your 11th house, still invisible until March 17th. But here he is, kind of laying low, making some new changes for you. And you may not know the full extent of it yet. You might have to wait till mid-March to know how he's going to pull it out of a hat. But what a powerful place for you. In essence, this whole exciting pile up is in a whole sign relationship to your second house chakra or breakthrough, break free energy that could mean some very dramatic and unexpected changes in your money story. This could also look like work increase or work changes in terms of salary or the way money comes to you, but it also could look like a windfall. This is a house of windfalls. This is a house of pennies from heaven. The sun is a ruler of your good fortune where you win money. I would suggest that some of you should definitely play a lottery ticket or two, January 23rd onwards. I'd say January 20th to the end of the month. Mars just adds some super spice to it. Now, for the world, of course, when Mars and Pluto are together, it's a very intense energy. For you, as Mars and Pluto are coming together in the heavens, and you'll feel the intensity of this around January 27th, 28th. Just think of it as you got a powerful determination, right, to transform reality with motivation, willpower, and decision making. This is the kind of thing where your kind of shifts here can be epic. You may make some decisions about your life and career and earnings that are extraordinarily powerful and maybe bring some shocking new directions to your life. The other thing is that there's people up in the 11th house, friends, benefactors, allies. Looks like you're attracting some wealthy and powerful allies, but also up here is a sibling one older. If you have a sibling one older, there may be a massive, intense event going on in that sibling's life at this time. Again, we're around January 23rd to the 28th. When Mercury is Cazimi, the sun, by the way, it's a really ideal time for you where you can have divine downloads. So keep that in mind on January 21st as well. It's really good for launching a product into the world from your career path that you want many people to grab and want or love. It's also really good on the 21st for buying that lottery ticket or winning that lottery ticket day. On January the 29th, Mercury will conjunct Venus. Now, that means good news, you know? And that's all that means. Mercury and Venus to say, I'm going to come together and we're going to bring some good news to the storyline. Now you'll see it happening around this time frame. January 28th, 29th, conjunction in mid Aquarius. It's going to flow in a pretty sweet way to Chiron in a general principle, helping you heal a chironic wound through communication and good news from career profits, career gains, friendship circles, sibling one older, relationship-wise. Venus can be love, romance. Mercury is friends and friendship in a friendship house. And the sun is a ruler of your love and sex. It's possible you might be having a bit of a friends with benefits moment if you're single, or finding that there's a friend in your social groups who's making a move, right? You're being pursued by a partner that was in your mind just an acquaintance or a friend. Or sometimes this means in a large social setting or group setting or through a friend introduction, you might be coming into the potential for a new love relationship. So clearly this is for the single Aries, not for the married Aries. But with Venus ruling your marriage house, married or partnered Aries, this is also really good for your long-term relationship, more social life, more fun coming through at the end of the month. I'd say, you'll feel it the 25th to the end of the month. And also maybe some lucky breaks in your partner's life regarding their career gains and their finances in their career path if you're married. Alrighty, so that's how I would code that for you. And it would remind me that on January the 26th, Neptune enters your sign and will be here for 14 years, full-time occupation. And this is the beginning of you dreaming a new dream. And when Saturn arrives and to join him, even a little bit join him on Valentine's Day, and then completely conjunct him on the 20th of February. There's an epic once in a lifetime, not seen since 6,000 years conjunction in your sign at 0 degrees. We'll be covering that in February, but it's the beginning of you devising, dreaming a new vision of your life that also involves steadfast and sturdy, realistic Saturn, helping you make the dreamy vision real. And you're going to notice that all of 2026 is where you can really apply the principle of make it so, make your dreams real with uncanny success Can't wait to talk about that for you in the month of February. Now, if you're new here and you have yet to subscribe, would you do so? Because YouTube is giving me some really weird metrics in the month of January. Just like I've seen other channels like Steve Judd flatline, and it hasn't gone over the certain mark. He hasn't been able to go over 129,000 subs for 2 months. I am in some weird state in the month of December where like I just had 100 subs in 1 week when normally I get like 1,500 or 1,000 subs in a week, or sometimes, 800 even, but not 100. So if you like this channel, because it won't be here if I don't grow, it will be coming to a close. Please hit the like button and share with your friends and family. This is almost like a desperate begging plea. I've seen other channels really hit some kind of wall in astrology channels. I don't know what's going on with the algorithm, but would you give me a boost? Otherwise, I'm okay moving on to a new career. But if you can help me out, I really, really, really would appreciate it. Buy my All Signs bundle, buy the single $22 one. The price is good until January 1st, although I might extend it because I know that a lot of people are struggling with money these days. I get it. The economies are not good. Jobs are not good. So I want everyone to be able to succeed next year. So I might just keep the price at $22 throughout the month of January, or only $55, and then bump it up in February. We shall see. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I think I said that 100 times. Bye.